Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're going to be working from, should I say, my big box of things I want to finish off or make. So I've got bases, I've got things half made, I've got envelopes, I've got bits of book page, some pockets that have been made out of book page that need finishing, whole collection of things. So yeah, it's going to take me forever to work through them all, but I'm determined to keep dipping into this box, so I'm just going to get it back out of my way. And we'll just keep moving forward with it, and it's actually quite nice to kind of pull from that and make something. And I have just dipped in and pulled a little selection of bits and pieces that I thought we might work with or finish off, or I don't think we'll get, probably won't even get half of them done, but at least we've got to start, rather than me spending 5 minutes trying to choose things. Rather, I'm not very good at just doing it, whatever comes out, comes out. That's just, I'm not very good at that. I like to know what I'm doing. But before I start, I just thought I'd show you something I've been working on, a little project that I've started working on. And it's to do with my flower collection, because I don't very often use my flowers. And that's partly because they're in this box, they're all jumbled up. All of these ones on the top are all cut out of books, so they're really quite a little bit flimsy. I mean, the paper's not super thin, but they tend to get really jumbled up with each other, and it kind of puts me off looking for something to use, because they tend to kind of all get caught up, and because they're all quite a little bit spindly and things like that. I have actually done a bit more fussy cutting on them. They were just to tidy them up a bit. And I had this idea the other day. I think I was watching something that Gail was doing, and it wasn't this, but she was doing a project, and it made me think, there's something I could do with my flowers. So what I've decided I'm going to do, I've started doing, I have recently bought some of Rachel's straw paper. You've seen me use that lovely limey green in my Moroccan journal, which is beautiful. I think I got but 3 other colours, one of which is this light, I don't know what you call it, a sand colour, a light sand. It's nice paper, it's quite a nice background colour. So what I thought I'd do, and this could take me a little while to get through, but what I've done is I've glued on a whole load of the flowers from my box onto this and scanned it into my computer, into my laptop, so that I can print them off over and over again. But it also means doing it on here with this nice background. So I've started cutting up. This is the second sheet. I've already got one sheet, and I've just roughly cut round them. But so the ones I've cut a bit more closely, which are kind of buried. Yeah. So I've cut a few of them out like this, and if you see, I've just kiss cut them really, and it's just such a nice colour. You don't have to cut them too exactly, because I've done all that already with cutting them out the book. I've cut as much of the white off as I could, so giving this nice little slightly sandy coloured border. I rather like those, just like that, which means I can do it when I print off the ones that I've scanned, but also might as well use the ones that are actually on the straw paper, because it's nice and strong, and I just thought it just makes them a little bit more robust. Because what I really want to do, rather than have them all floating around in this box and having to kind of go through them all and try and find what I want, what I really want to do is what Rachel's done with some of hers, is put them in one of these ephemera books. I like making these out of scrapbook paper. This one actually is not finished, but I'm using this for my 50s ladies that I've been cutting out bit by bit. And I've got the Joey card maker kit to put in at the back. So yeah, that's a work in progress as well. There are so many works in progress. But I want to make another one of these. These are like a roughly 9x6, I think. Kind of the size of a journal, really. I used to start doing them with 6x6 size. I've got loads of those. But then I realised I could actually make them a little bit bigger and get a bit more in them. So now I make them this size. So that's what I'd like to do, is make a nice big folder for my flowers, so they'll be easier to find. That's the plan. So I'm kind of working on that. So I just thought I'd show you that because I was quite pleased with the idea of doing it, and then scanning them, because obviously we cut it out of a book page, it's done. If you find something really lovely that you love, once you've used it, it's gone. But doing it this way and scanning them into my computer, I can print these pages off as often as I like, and I've got flowers forever. Not that I use flowers a huge amount in my journals because they tend to be themed. Well, lately they have been themed, which doesn't really necessarily lend itself to flowers, but there will be those kind of journals coming up, I think, because I want to use them now I've done this. Now I've made it easier for myself to use them. I'm thinking possibly a garden journal or a summer journal. I mean, all these journals I've got in my head that I want to do. I've got my owl journal that I'm starting to think about working on, and my 50s journal and all of that. So, yeah. So I'm just going to pop those back in there for the moment, just to get them out of the way. I just thought I'd show you those. Might even use some today, who knows. I'll just put them there just in case. So, okay, let's get started on this little pile I have here. Little pile of things that I thought I might be able to use. So I've got this. This is the top of a tissue box that I had quite a while ago. This is the bit where the tissues come out. And I thought it makes a rather good frame, doesn't it? And so I'm thinking about my owl journal. So I need a base. So what have I got? I've got couple of bits of book page here, I think, and I've got another piece from the same box, just because I thought it looks woodlandy and leafy, and I thought it could be handy for anything like that, really. I've got another one here. I might leave that one side. It's got quite good writing space on the back, so I might leave that as a journal card. This could be a journal card as well. But I thought I'd just possibly cover this. Let's use this as our base, I think. And let's see what we can do. I don't even know if it'll go in the owl journal, but as I like owls, and they may appear in other journals anyway. I mean, if you think about it, the Moon Goddess journal could have owls in, couldn't it? Because, you know, they come out when the moon comes out. They come out at night. So you could even put them in there, but these colours won't go, I don't think. Right, I just need to glue this together. I may well have to sew around this because sometimes the edges don't quite stay together. I didn't even know I was going to make this video today. I was supposed to have a friend come to visit this afternoon, and it is mid-afternoon right now. It's just such a lovely sunny day. I couldn't help but come in here, really. Yeah, so my lovely friend, she was supposed to be coming for the afternoon, have a nice catch-up and a chat, but she messaged me this morning and said she'd had a really rotten night and she was feeling a bit poorly, and her husband's just had some sort of nasty lurg, so she thinks she's going down with something, so she's taken a rain check, which is fine. It's a bit sad, but we'll see each other soon, I'm sure. So I kind of slowed my morning right down. Didn't do very much. I did play around with my new Cricut machine that I've got. My Cricut Joy Extra is what I had for Christmas, and I managed to print some owls off that I can use. And I was just going to start packing up my craft room, ready for the flooring, and I thought, oh, I might just come in and do a video first. Right, so what I need is something to put behind that side. Well, that's blank as well, but that's a bit discoloured. So I think I might cover that anyway. Or should I use that side. And just put a bit on this side here. Maybe I'll do that. Right, so I've got this lovely neutral background paper that I thought I could cover this card with. It's really lovely. I think it might be from a 49 Dragonflies kit, but I couldn't swear to it. And I need a book. I need a glue book. Just check I'm filming. Yep, sorry, paranoia. Where would we be without our paranoia about filming? So I'm just going to cover this. Ooh, super gluey. That was the whole idea, I know. And kind of line it up at the side and the top. Move you over. Oh, 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 oh. And then I'll just trim off what I don't need. First of all, I think I'll just wipe off any glue that might have come over the edges. I'll run over before it starts messing everything up. Now, what have I done with all my scissors? I had put a lot of stuff over to one side, or a bit sort of not in their usual place, because we had Arlo yesterday, but he'd been a bit poorly. I'd woken up feeling quite poorly. I think he was a bit bunged, a bit full of phlegm, and he was very unhappy when he woke up. So the upshot was that his dad came and brought him as usual, but actually stayed for the day and worked here in my room. He brought all his work stuff with him, and he worked up here. And it worked out really well, because Arlo has also got conjunctivitis. It's all part of his being all bunged up and phlegmy and a bit unhappy and stuff. And he does not like having the eye drops. He's got to have eye drops 3 or 4 times a day. And they had, so I said, would we be able to do it? And I thought, ooh, we weren't very keen on the idea of having to hold him down, screaming and shouting. But with George here, he was able to help, and he's done. He's able to do it. So it was handy to have him here, and he, came and had lunch with us, and it was nice to have him here as a sort of backup. Should anything go wrong because I think they were a bit concerned Arlo might go downhill as the day wore on. And after his nap, he did wake up with a bit of a temperature and was a bit unhappy. So his dad came down, and they made him even more unhappy by putting the eye drops in. Poor little lad. But he soon cheered up. He doesn't stay miserable for long, that one. He's a good little boy. I think I'm going to round these corners. Let's just see what we do with this little card. And I'm going to ink it up. And on the inside as well, I think. And I think I might just put a bit of book page or something behind. Behind the picture, not sure. Let's see. I liked a bit of script, but I don't think I've got much actual nice script now. That. I wonder if that would look. A bit of writing. Oh, excuse me. Am I going to go again? No, I think I'm alright. So I wonder if I could have a little bit of scripty writing behind. And I've got all my little owls. So I had I bought just an owl fussy cut kit from an Etsy shop called, now wait for it, Bumfuzzle Boutique. Yeah, that's what it's called. But I've used my Cricut machine this morning. It did it in like no time at all to cut all these owls out. I'm so thrilled. So there will be, although some things I will still have to do myself, there's going to be a lot of the new fussy cut kits that if I buy any, they're going to be much easier. So they do come. I think the actual kit came with this sort of whitish border. But I have inked around this one already and it's come out really well. I don't know which one I want to use. Is that big enough? Kind of like this one. It takes up the whole circle. Frame, should I say. And he's rather good. I'm going to give him an ink up. I think I'm going to use walnut stain because that seems to blend in nicely with the colour. And before you know it, you can't see that white border at all. He's ink up really nicely. So yeah, I really don't know if this colour will work with the kit that I've chosen to use for my owl journal. I mean, I'm not even doing that one next. I'm definitely going to be doing the 50s one next. It's just to kind of help myself. Just kind of planning ahead. I really want to get started on the 50s one. Let's just get rid of that bit of paper. Where's my little ruler gone? And just take that down there. Is it too long? A little bit too long. Don't want it poking out from beneath my frame. Oop. I think this is some vintage ledger. It's quite thick. Doesn't tear super easily, but that's good. Don't want it tearing too much. I don't think I even need to ink it because the edges will have completely been covered, hopefully. There we are. Like that. So I'm going to put that on there. I think I'm going to glue that on. I like that already. Just be a nice little journal card. Start the collection. And put that there. Now what am I going to do on the other side? I need to cover this up. What have I got in my... Nope, not in there. I've got this scrap of book page. I think that can go right there. So it's almost the perfect size, isn't it? So I'm going to put that there. It's a very similar colour to that straw paper that I was showing you earlier. I thought it was a scrap of that, but it's not. It is actually some bit of old book. Let's just trim her off. Okay, and so I'm going to put that there and put him on there. Just thinking what else I could put on here. So I might want some sort of label. I was also thinking something leafy. Let me go and see what I can find. I've got an idea of what I could use. I've got some leaf trim, but I don't know if the colour is going to be right. Oh, I've just got this little piece. Maybe that would be enough. I think I've got a green, but I think the green might be too bright. Where did it go? I saw it. Yeah. You can get a more olivey green of this stuff, I think. But I think I've only got this. That goes. I must have bought a lot of it. Look at that. Got loads of it. Don't think I've got the other colour though. By the looks of it. Okay. What's that? Ooh, hang on. Hold the phone. I do, but only a little bit. Right, so that is just too bright, I think. So I've got this bit of brown, which would go quite well with the owl. Or I've got this green. Actually, I think I like the brown. I've got this little bit. I think I need to try and get some more of these. I do use them quite a lot when I'm doing these kind of journals. I used them a lot when I did my woodland journal last year, maybe. Was it last year? Yeah, I quite like that there. So let's glue these down. I think he's great. Love him. And then I think we'll just have that going up, roughly going up the side, if I can get it to go straight. These things are always a bit awkward to glue. Has to be done leaf by leaf almost. Keep missing the hole. It's covered with glue. glue out. Oh. So okay, I think I'll just go leaf by leaf. One there, because it twists. And that's going to go around that side. Is it? Can't tell. There we go. That's the way round. So that's gone nicely up there. I don't know if it maybe needs a flower as well. Should we have a look at our flowers? Oh, we've got a fountaining issue with my glue. You go back in there. Let's have a look. I'm just going to put my book back. Let's see if we can find one of my newly cut flowers that I can use. What I often find, I haven't got any tall ones. If I want to do a tag or something, and there's quite a lot of tall ones in this, so I thought I really need to make them more usable. So that's what I've done. What about this? Oh, I rather like that. So I could tuck that, put that around there. Probably could have put that on first and had the leaves going over the top. Didn't do a very good job of leaving an edge on this tail, which I planned to do. How would that look? Something not happy with this up here because it just ends. Feels like it needs something. What does it need? No. Put something like that on. Looks like a little woodland flower. Now I feel like it needs the backing. Some dandelion. Something up here. I need something. Maybe that's where the label needs to go. Let's have a look at my labels. I've got some Tracy Fox labels here. Oh no, they're blank ones. Do I want a blank? No, I do not. I want a... No. I want a longer one. Don't know about that. want something on this corner. I think the first thing I'm going to do is round my corners and then see how it looks. Move out the way. That didn't work very well. Yeah. Better. I don't really like a label right up there. I feel like it needs a little something. I'm just going to go. Right, so I pulled out a few things. While I was searching, my lovely hubby brought me a cup of tea, so I'll have a quick sip of that every now and again. So I pulled out these green flowers. They're in a pack that I bought from Shabby Dabby Doodah, and I never thought I'd use green flowers, but actually I thought they would work quite well there. You tend to, we usually pull them apart because they've got big plastic centres, so you end up with 3 separate pieces. 3 seems a bit too many for a little journal card, so I think I'm just going to use 1, but I did feel like I wanted to put something else behind it. So I was looking at putting a piece of cheesecloth, which would work really well, and I thought that would be perfect, but then I just spotted this funny little scrap in my box of scraps, and I just laid it on there, and I thought, actually, I kind of like it. Just there. Just these little bits here, because most of this will be covered up. So I'm going to pop that there, and then layer up my flowers. Just 2 layers, I think, of flowers. So let's just do that. Let's just do it. And then do something down on this corner. So I'm conscious again, as always, that time is ticking by and I haven't got very far, and I've got kind of a couple more things I want to do in this video. So a few of you did say you didn't mind a longer video, so that may be what you're going to get today. Just going to put a bit of glue on this little bit here. Let's see how this lies. Kind of like that. And then we can put our flower down. Whoop. Just put a little bit of glue on each petal. I know green seems a strange colour for flowers, but just kind of seem to go in this spot. I don't know why. I'm kind of loving how this is developing. I'm really liking this card. And I don't even know if I'll use it in my journal, but I'll use it somewhere because I love it. Oh, it's 2 pieces here. Gosh, I didn't realise there were 4 layers. This has got another layer. Oh well, that's fine. Those 2 can go together because these ones seem to be slightly smaller than the outer ones. So that's perfect. And then I've just got on this card, this is really quite old, I've had these a long time, some pearls and crystals. And I've just popped a pulled out one of the pearls that I thought would just fit nicely in the centre. So I might just put a bit more glue in that middle hole, because you've got to put something there. Could have a brad. Needs something because it's quite a big hole. And I tend to be more of a pearl girl than a crystal girl. I've always liked pearls. Whoops! And it stuck to me. Right, while it sort of dries. So I've got my label that I like down at the bottom. This is a Tracy Fox label. So I'd like that down here. And I thought, make this a little bit more leafy looking. I have this box of, no, I think they're punched and fussy cut leaves that I've just done out of scraps of green card. So they sometimes you can put them behind flowers, but I thought I've got a couple that I thought would go quite well. So I thought I'd put one here and one going up here, I think. These are just from a punch that I have. So I think I'm going to glue those in, and then I'll put the label on top. Oops. That was that way. Yeah, and then that's this card done. It's taken a minute, but sometimes it takes a while to put things together the way you want them. Okay, just have that going up there. That's going to go there, and we'll put this one like that. Just need a little tiny bit of glue on the stem. Okie dokie. And I can curl around the branch there. There we are. Now this is on label paper, and I had released one of the corners, but do you think I can spot which one it was? No. There we are. Wasn't too hard to get it pulled away. Okay, and I will just put that right there. I did say I'd go around this with the sewing machine, didn't I, earlier, but I'm not sure I'm going to manage that. I might have to start it here and just go around 3 and just leave out this corner, because I don't want to sew over the flower. I do want to ink it though. And I'll just trim off that bit of leaf on that one side. So this is not glued very well, so I will trim that a bit more, but then I think I'm going to have to sew it a bit just to make sure it all stays together. Alright, one journal card done, using 2 pieces from my box, so I'm pleased about that, because I used the book page and I used the little frame from a tissue box, so I'm pleased with those, well, pleased with that. So I pulled this piece out. This is from I can put this aside, I'm not going to use that anymore. This is from a masterboard, and I've made it into a journal card and sewn around it some considerable time ago. It's got a nice bit on the background. It must have been made from some scrapbook paper, because that looks like that's what it is. It's really pretty, but it's just been sitting there, needs finishing off, and I've now had a thought as to what I could do. I think I might be able to use it in my 50s journal. That's what I'm thinking. So I've got this kit that I've mentioned before, and I think I've used something from it before. There's Joey Cardmaker's 50s Gals. I just want to put my pin away. But I was thinking I could use one of these images, because they're beautiful and they would go on there quite nicely. But then I saw this page, and I'm wondering whether to have one of these strips going down the side. So I think that's what I might try and do. I've not used anything like that before. Like a film strip, isn't it? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my trimmer out, my big one, and just cut down. I want the coloured ones, I think the ones in colour rather than the black and white on this, I think. Where's my card one? I think the colours would go okay, although the black and white would go, but I think the background colours maybe, although they're the same. What am I talking about? I think it might go okay. It's really hard to choose, because they're all lovely. So I will cut them both down and see what we use. Oh, I think I've cut off. Ah, that was silly. Cut off some of the edge. Oh dear, didn't line up very well. Let's just cut that down a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Couldn't see where the edge started, could I? Right, never mind. We'll find a way to get around that. Probably use some lace or something on that edge. Right, let's line it up a bit better this time. I'll try to. Okay, let's cut this bit off. And let's just make sure that's lined up properly this time. That's better. Let's do the other one. See the edge of the, there we go. And this one. Better job on that one. Let's have a look at these. See which one we like. I think the colours go quite nicely with that one, or with a bit of, let's take that bit of white off the top. Can just about fit 3 on, I think. Might just find a bit of lace to go across there. So I'm going to cut it through the middle, and I've got the 2 options. I'll pull it across a bit. or this one. So she's got the green that pulls in this green. Yeah, maybe that one would be nice. Okay. Let's see what else I can add to finish this off. Okay, I've got a couple of options. I could have gone pink, but I've decided not to. I don't know if that was the right decision. So I've got this lovely piece of lace there. It's a little wide. Maybe I need to bring that across a little bit more. Is that too wide? I want it to kind of go over the edge where I've cut it off badly. Could do that. Oh, just notice there's a bit of white needing trimming at the bottom. So I have that option. I have another one here that I rather like. That's actually very pretty, that one. Have I? Yes, that's right. There's that. I like that. Right, okay, let's go with that piece. I'm going to go down there. Like that. Okay. Oh. I feel like I've seen something in this box that I want to use, but I don't know where. I've seen it. Yes, I thought so. I was wondering about something like one of these dress form images. That seems to be on a sticker. There's this, and that's also been made into a sticker. Material Girl. Oh yes, what about? Okay. Let's cut that off. I want to on something. Really interesting little bits I've got in this collection of goodies from LA Treasures. Every time I have a look at it, I find new things that I didn't know I had. Right, let's try and pop this onto a label, I think. We do have labels. Something long and thin. There's a bunch of labels in here I could use. What about, would that work? No, I want something a bit bigger. Just have to find the size I want. Try that. Okay, let's find. Okay, so in the end I've had to resort to a Tracy Fox label, and I'm going to cut it even smaller. Just can't decide which label to use from all those I had. So I've gone back to Tracy's. I'm going to cut it down. I've got a black one or a red one. Kind of like the red. I think it's just going to go on there. Once I take it off, it's going to pretty much, would it disappear? Do I even need it on a label? I do want it on a label. Then I can manipulate where I put it. There we are. I just wanted that material go a bit. And I'm wondering if I can just put that down there. I think I will. Move all these out of the way. Because the journal is about 50s fashion, so it somehow feels appropriate to have some of these type of images on it. So I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to commit to this. I'm just going to clip a tiny little corner on those two sides. And glue this on. Oh, that's no good. Not going to work. Alright, so they're going to go about here. Fit nicely on there. we're going to put our bit of lace down right on that edge where I messed up my cutting. Well, don't want that as well. With my little scissors, I might just put this on as well. This has just got to be cut out. Right, so I put that on there. Superb silk, and yeah, I think I put that on there. Put those there together. On there, that can go on there, and then I just feel like I need something down this edge. Right, so I've just got those couple of little pieces on, and I just feel like I want a little something down the side. So I have just pulled out this bit of pink rickrack, which I think just pulls in this little bit of pink from down here and just gives it that little pop of colour that I think it does need a little bit. So I'm going to do that. I think that will work really nicely. And a bit like the leaf trim, rickrack can be a little bit tricky to apply or to glue. I just want to make sure I've got a long enough piece. And then we'll glue that down. It's probably a bit too long, but I'd rather that than have it not reach. So I'm just going to try and put a little bit of glue on the back of my rickrack. Just dabbing it. Sometimes it makes it easier just to glue a bit on and then do the next bit. So I'm going to do that. Just have that going down the middle there, I think. And then another bit. Okay. On there. And this is probably the last bit. There we are. I think that just finishes that off nicely. Of course, it's fighting back because it had a bit of a kink in it. So I'm just going to add a bit extra glue there. And it's still fighting back, so I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to have to sort of put a bit of a clamp on it. What have I got? Just until that's glue has dried. Just pop that there. So that's it. I'm afraid we didn't get as much done today as I really would have liked. Never do I? But I am really pleased with the 2 journal cards that I have made, and managed to make use a couple of bits of from the box on here, and something that's been sitting in there for a long time, plus a few bits from this box from LA Head Treasures that I keep wanting to dip into because I've had it quite a while and forget to use those bits. So all in all, I think I've done all right. It's just I had another one lined up I wanted to do, but I've just run out of time. Even though some of you said you don't mind a long video, you don't want a 2-hour video because it was bright sunshine when I came in here, and I'm beginning to lose that light now. So I've been here quite a while, but I have had fun, and I could just sit and work in from that box all day really, because there's so many things I want to do, so many bits I've pulled out, and I haven't been able to do them. But never mind, bit by bit we'll get through it. And the item that I was going to make is going to be for my Moon Goddess journal, so maybe I'll make it in one of those videos instead. So it will get made. So I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry it was a little bit, yeah, not very, what's the word, productive. I've got this little card that I pulled out, and I've just been sitting there looking at me. It says, your worth is not measured by your productivity. I have to get reminding myself that, because I'm not always very productive in these videos. But I've enjoyed them, and I hope you have a bit as well. See you soon. Bye for now.